24 Mr. Beast $1 million puzzle. Still here. I had a nice system going where my stream would have a new day number and then we'd get a new hint number to match it. But instead, it looks like hint 23 might be the last hint that we're getting. Yesterday, they told us they were going to step back, and they were not lying. Or I say yesterday. I'm recording this as of Thursday night into the wee hours of Friday morning. So Tuesday, we got hint number 23. They said, I'll read it from the top. We think you've got this. We've seen some final answers that give us strong hope that someone will get through our $1 million puzzle. We made it really difficult. You're showing you can take on that challenge and take it down. It's really fun to watch. Here's hint 23. This is where we step back. And I swear I just saw in this moment. I was making like basketball references before to this. And 23 is Michael Jordan. Okay, that's nothing. But focus back. This is where we step back. Anything more from us would basically hand it to you. Work with what you've gathered, trust your instincts, and keep setting those brilliant guesses. So we've gotten nothing since then, since this hint from Tuesday. Wednesday came and went. I really thought that they would give us something, even if it was just them saying, you know, hey, no more hints. We really mean it. I was at a college basketball game on Wednesday, just like refreshing every now and then on my phone, and you know, then I got home, still no hint. I like didn't even want to do a live stream just because I'm like I just have nothing to say. There's just not much to talk about. And then like I said, now it's late on Thursday, maybe into the wee hours of Friday morning, and still radio silence from the Mr. Beast Salesforce website. So at this point, I guess we just have to assume that this is it. This is all we're getting. I've seen people theorize that, you know, the puzzle's like still too hard and they're gonna have to give us another hint in, you know, a few days or a week or whatever, being like, hey, you know, here's a little nudge or whatever. But who knows? Point being, they're saying this is solvable, so let's try to solve it, right? Like if they're saying this is all we're getting, everything's out there, all the puzzles, clues, hints are available to us, then like, you know, let's try to solve it. So I mean, the only thing I can think to do at this point, which I've been going through this in my off time when I'm not live, I'm like still thinking about this all the time, doing different theories. It's just like they go nowhere most of the time, so I don't bother to record any of it. But the only thing I can think to do is to just go back through literally everything, start to now. If this is all we have, then, or if this is all we're getting, then might as well just, you know, start from the beginning and just go through everything and just do a deep dive. So that's what I'm gonna do. I've kind of been trying to do it, but I feel like I kind of want to just like fully deep dive, make a new set of notes, and just like really work through this thing. First, so I guess we'll just talk about all the other stuff. It's been radio silence everywhere else, not just the hints. Social media, Lone Shark Games, no posts since the 3rd. You know, Retrocraft's document, haven't really gotten much new since the drawing of what we think are the combination to the vaults, which might be part of the final answer. Seems like it's part of the final answer. As you can see in the changelog, though, nothing new that's really been pumping out. There's just not much to talk about. Mr. Beast files, I've been looking through here. I didn't really see much that people were talking about. This Titanic Hoop website did update, right? What did they get? So they have this flat earth tab here that wasn't there at least a couple days ago when I looked. It now takes you to this, which you can look at the car, horse, and plane patterns from Beast Travel website kind of mapped out. And what's interesting is these do look like different than Retrocraft. So what's the difference here is that they connected like across, or what is the difference? Let me look at this a little closer. Where am I at the bottom here? R6. Yes, I guess it's just that they connected everything versus they decided not to. Like, what was the decision to only to not connect these and to like do these in different colors? Is there a reason for that? Horse itinerary plot of discontinued. Yeah, I didn't really think about this, but um, I don't know. Anyways, I think what Retrocraft here is the final, but it's just interesting that it looks different on this website. I didn't look much at this, but kind of an interesting way of playing around with this, I guess. I don't know. This website was like nothing to begin with, and now it's been popping up with random tools and stuff to maybe help us. So just something I've been monitoring. Um, YouTube comments. We'll look through those real quick. Let's see what we got. Nico said, "Where are the updates?" I appreciate Nico getting on me for this. I went one day without updates, so I appreciate that someone is holding me accountable. Thank you, Nico. Here are the updates as we speak. Mitch said, "Love your vids. Thank you. They got me thinking on my longer commute days to work. Has anybody figured out how we could have known the vault code on day one? Like I see those R32, L39, R05, and after all the chaos of that, I just can't seem to trust it, especially adding in L73 for rows. To me, the vault door opens after your last input, so you wouldn't turn the wheel right anymore, right? So I'd expect the value closer to 20s as the final number in the vault code, but who knows? My brain is so fried from this." So a lot to unpack in that comment. I just want to see what he means with the vault door real quick. Mr. Beast 2. Let me mute this tab so I don't jump scare anyone. I think he's saying, because I was trying to figure out like what would be first if it was a right left thing. I think he was saying the way the vault shit's like that. So he's saying, to me, the vault door opens after your last input, so you wouldn't turn the wheel right anymore, right? I'd guess a value closer to 20s as a final number in the vault code, but who knows? My brain is so fried from this. I can maybe see what he's saying. Someone probably has a better view of that than me. I feel like I'm not really like picturing it mentally. So Mitch could definitely be right about the way the vault door turns and what the final number of a potential code would be. He thinks it would be around like 20s. So I kind of like that theory. But to get to the first part here, has anybody figured out how he could have known it on day one? No, I totally agree with that. And I'm still not even like sold that this whole like direct path theory is like actually correct, that like it was solvable. I don't know. I kind of want to dig into that some more. But if that's true, that it was a way of actually finding it, like how would you find R32 and L39? It makes no sense to me either. So good comment anyway. I appreciate that. He also said the newer vid has better audio. Whatever tweaks that I made worked. So yeah, he had it maxed and could barely hear me on his laptop. So I appreciate that. Apparently, I never knew. Like I'm new to this making videos, and I didn't know that like each device like spits out a different volume threshold. So I would just like pull it up on my iPhone, dump it out of there, and it would play loudly. But like if people were on a computer, or if they were on TV, or hooked up to whatever, I don't know, it's different volume thresholds. So anyways, there's a way of post editing that I can make the volume louder, which I'm going to keep doing. Appreciate the feedback on that though. Adam said Voltor isn't just a rock, it's a boulder. The pioneers crack these every day. Trust me, Squidward. Ask yourself, why can't we have 6'7" or 6'9" as your answer? My big hint. Yeah, Adam is just losing his mind here. When I appreciate that, the SpongeBob reference and all of this stuff. Yeah, that's Adam. I'm at the same spot as you. It's just like just having fun, just losing my mind. Like seriously. Techie to the rescue said, at one point, once you hear the solution, you will realize all the time wasted. Techie, I already realized all the time wasted. You don't need to tell me about how much time I've wasted on this puzzle. And people say it's like, oh, sunk cost fallacy. Like you think you've put in all this time, and now it like whatever. Now you have like the sunk cost of this puzzle, but realistically, like someone could just hop in late and catch up really quick, which is definitely true. But it's more just that like I want to see this thing through. Like it's not that I like. What is the actual definition of sunk cost fallacy? Phenomenon where a person is reluctant to abandon a strategy or course of action because they're heavily invested in it. Yeah, so I'm not committed to solving this because I'm like, oh, I've invested so much time. It's more just like I need to know. Like spiritually, I need to know. I guess I don't know. Maybe that is just sunk cost fallacy, but I need to see this thing through. Adam also said, I feel so close. I'm missing one key thing to bring it all together. I'm biting my lip, trying not to give too much information. Linkin Park song is running through my head right now. Everyone else seems to have gone in the wrong direction. Dang, Weasel Theory. I don't know if it is 12 number combination, but I'm missing something. I'd guess again. Good luck. So it's from the other day. Yeah, I hear you. I've gone through the same struggles myself. Spirit Dragon said, let's just say there are messages that will let you know you're going in the right direction, and those messages might hold the key to understanding the real challenge. You should really try to decipher that first cipher. I so agree with this. The way that like this message comes across is like it's like this person's like a time traveler and they're like going back in time to like help me because they're so like it seems like they just have all the answers, but I agree with what they're saying. So the messages, there's messages that will let you know you're going in the right direction. Right. I don't know if these are like the B spot messages, and those messages might hold the key to understanding the real challenge. You should really try to decipher that first cipher. So what Spare Dragon is suggesting, at least to me, would be to take all our locations, or all our stage 1 locations, and try to and maybe put them into B spot and try to find a pattern there or something with all the locations. There was that one hint where it was like the location names. The one big thing to do with all the location names. Like, has that been solved? I don't really think it is. And they also said we'll have more to say about that later. They never said more about this, and now they're just not giving us more hints. So was this just a lie, or maybe they are going to say something about it eventually, or maybe they did say something already. I don't think so, though. Like I said, I'm doing a deep dive after this. I just want to get everything else out of the way first. But yeah, I don't really know. Like, there was that part about like the first book, right? Like, booking trip, a book series. A good first story is worth a longer follow-up, where it seems like there's a first part of this that we have to figure out, like where maybe we do have this combination, but there's still like the first part of it. It could be like going through all the different rooms in the vault. I don't know. This comment from Spirit Dragon's like turning the wheels in my head, though. Definitely making me think. Adam read that. Techie, yep, time wasted, read that. Someone said your volume hasn't changed. I compared it to some of your other videos. Next time, if you play an external video, go watch, see the difference in video. Yeah, it's just interesting that all the different devices have different audio thresholds. I appreciate the feedback. Adam said, now you know why I was saying 548, talking about the behind the scenes video. Yeah, I'm still not sure how that could relate, but I know that Adam was big on especially the 48 part. Russell said, I can't help but wonder if there's more in the Sudoku, since they went on and on about that stupid thing. So much attention for one measly location. Totally agree with that. What did I say? Good point. Yeah, that is a really good point. I don't remember how far back out on these comments I gotta go. I think we're more lost than ever, Primitive said. Totally agree. Adam said, put the combination in the vault and get the answer. Cassidy, it says people put in final answers that gave hope to solve the $1 million puzzle. I think there's one last big puzzle. The money crumping video is a behind the scenes video with the big guy, and there's different colors behind, colored pigs behind him. Yeah, I didn't look at that, but where was that? People kept talking about this, and I had never looked at it because I never bothered with any of these videos. I just didn't I didn't have the attention span for them. Behind with the big guy, and there's different colored pigs. So I saw another comment about this, but what's the big guy? This is surely that's not the big guy. Big guy. This is the big guy. Is this the big guy? Now I feel bad trying to identify the big guy. This has to be the big guy, respectfully. Now I feel bad. I don't even want to watch it because I don't know who the big guy could be referring to. But thank you for trying to direct me on that, because I was looking for that video. I think I read all these other comments before. Yeah, all right. I think that's caught up on YouTube comments. This is a new document that I created for the deep dive. Let me add deep dive to the name. Deep dive, all caps. I'm gonna even put it in brackets. That feels nice, doesn't it? Deep dive. Mr. Beast puzzle, important stuff that actually matters. This is going to be the document where $1 million is earned, where the puzzle is solved. You can just tell with a name like that, important stuff that actually matters. Yeah, we're gonna get down to business here. Also, a poly market open. I know that this again is meaningless. It's people speculating, but it is interesting that when the March 3rd hint came out, people seemed very certain that like that was it, like we were done. Like the hint, the puzzle was going to be solved within a day or something, and then now it's been like a day or two, a couple of days, and people seem a little bit less certain that it's going to be solved soon. But to me, I'm like almost more certain that it could be solved soon, just because like we're not getting any more hints. So yeah, I don't know. It's again, this is all speculative. I also saw this guy, professional punter, who like has all this huge position on this. He said this is so effing stupid. The puzzle is literally solved. Multiple people have solved it now. It's been solved for almost a week. Just released the winner, Salesforce. Someone said, bro, it's not fully solved. This person's name looks like the word weasel. Someone write that down. Do not disrespect Salesforce's name, bro. The services are amazing. Respect to Federico, showing some respect on Salesforce's name. Yeah, but this guy thinks that it's been over, but literally we got a hint saying like no one solved it yet. Hope that someone will get through it. This was March 3rd. They still were saying no one had solved it. Until you hear from us, anyone who tells you they won is not telling the truth. That was March 2nd. So for you to be like it's been solved for almost a week, what do you mean, like a day or two? Like there's no way that it could have been solved for a week because they said it wasn't. So this person put their money where their mouth is. They think it's solved. Maybe someone's like 99% of the way there and they are missing like one key detail or something, but they seem to think they have it solved, which is interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Again, it's probably just people speculating, so who knows on that. Discord I'll look at real quick. Discord's been a ghost town. As you can see, there's no calls going on, there's no people talking, and that just makes me think that like people have been like, oh, like, you know, this is an ad for Salesforce, of course they're gonna stretch it out, and as long as they can to like keep advertising. But it's like at a certain point, like the amount of advertising, like your return it's diminishing. Like how many new people are coming to this puzzle? Like how do new people even hear about this? Like that's the other thing, is that like I think some people do go like, oh yeah, that Mr. Beast Super Bowl commercial, and they like remember it, and then they look it up and they're like, oh, it's not solved, and then like that would be it. But other than that, like it just doesn't seem like they could be getting that many new people to where stretching this thing out for that much longer makes a ton of sense. Like part of me was thinking, hey, the first month was them giving hints. Now it's like March, they're not giving hints. So it's almost like maybe he designed it literally to take like 2 months. Like first month we'll give him hints, then we'll give him another month to solve it, and then like end by that April 2nd deadline. I have no idea, but yeah, it's just interesting. So let's take a look at Discord. What are people saying in here? This is serious Mr. Beast scavenger hunt. There's just not a whole lot going in here. I just wanted to see. Trips by Romy is meaningless. I've seen a few people say this, like Trips by Romy is meaningless. Beast.travel. Because, and I can get behind this because it didn't make sense. He was like, there's no more puzzles, right? What did he say? Oh god, don't search for the word puzzle on here because there's puzzles everywhere. Puzzles to relax. What did he say? No mas? No more. What was the hint? Alright, now you're gonna make me read them all. He said it on puzzles to relax. Gun. It's like when you meet someone important. Don't want to interfere with our itinerary. Where did he say it? He was like, no more puzzles. Because then I was really mad because then like the next day we got a puzzle. Yeah, Trips by Romy isn't a puzzle. Okay, that's what he said. This was on February 25th. And I'm going to do a deep dive, so I feel like I'm already like starting to do the deep dive before the deep dive. But February 25th, he said, Trips by Romy isn't a puzzle. It's a tool to organize your thoughts. It has groups of 3 blanks that you must fill in with information you've already gathered. No new information is required. The entries follow a very specific pattern, which we reinforced today. There's also an example at the top of the page. Consider it part of your solution. You won't need to use the first part of it again or the middle, but the last part shows up more than one time in the list. So, Trips by Romy isn't a puzzle. Okay, tell me why the other day I'm sat here telling everyone that the answer to the Trips by Romy puzzle is like numbers for this half and the vault combination code and like trying to solve all this. And yeah, this, what did we got from this? We got the sentence, numbers for this half would smell as sweet as one, and then we're like Rose IG 73, but like this isn't a puzzle, so why would we be trying to find a pattern? I don't know, unless he just lied to us, which he probably just lied to us, right? Like, it just is a puzzle at that point, right? It's a tool to organize your thoughts. I've seen people saying this doesn't matter. Maybe it's a red herring. That could definitely be possible. Like, maybe he wants us to think it's Rose, but really it's a different number that's in the Super Bowl picture. I don't know. Anyways, I've just seen people throwing that out there, and I could just see where they're coming from. Are you guys still going at it or going to back out? I'm still going to go strong till the end. Show results, 85%. Of course, this is a bias poll because it's people who are actively in the Discord that are voting. But good to see the people are. I mean, anyone who did vote on this, it's like, how do you even see the poll if you voted no? Slack is definitely the 0024 best way to communicate. It's a normal YouTube bug. Interesting. Okay, not a whole lot in here. Big theories. Someone please solve this. Here are 58 theories curated from various Discord channels. Please contact me if your theory is missing. Wow. I'm excited to see this. Dr. Hyperfocus coming through with another Google Doc. Let's check it out. This is an attempt on collecting all crazy theories and rabbit hole concerning the endgame, final code, and last part of Mr. Beast's $1 million puzzle hunt. The summary was carefully created using Gemini Pro. I feel like that's a little bit like of a oxymoron, right? Being like, I carefully created this using AI and manually verified. Okay, maybe the manual verification was careful, but I cannot guarantee there are no mistakes or misquotes. Yeah, because you didn't carefully create it, used AI. Again, no disrespect. I appreciate your work on this. Just funny. Lastly, if your rabbit hole is missing in this list, don't hesitate to email me at puzzleclues@gmx.com. I hope this will lead you to the $1 million, and you'll be generous to share with the people that helped you on the way. Okay. So this is just different puzzles. This is crazy. This is so much. What, like, if I just type in, like, retrocraft, what does he mean? Like, he has everyone's, he's just not giving people credit? Right? Because like retrocraft should be in there, right? This, I can't tell if this is AI slop or if it feels like it's still like a lot that could actually be good in here, even if it is a little bit of slop. AI proof design. The intentionally created the entire puzzle to be AI proof, making it impossible for language models to solve it. First shared by in the direct path. Yeah, this is kind of cool. I mean, actually, I don't know if I would call this slop because this is cool that it's like literally grabbing people's messages from Discord, and I think they intentionally built this puzzle to sort of be AI proof. Interesting. Yeah, this is I mean, this is a ton. I'm not going to go through it all right now. What do we have about Rose? Super Bowl billboard timing clue. The timing displayed on the billboard in the Super Bowl picture aligns exactly with the first penalty flag was thrown in the actual game. Interesting. That's actually super interesting. Because there like weren't a lot of penalties in that game. This might be a specific. Yeah, would they have done that? Would they have been like, hey, first penalty, we're going to take a picture right at the. I mean, that could make sense, right? Because we've been like, hey, they can't control the numbers in the back, But what they could control is, hey, we're gonna take a picture when there's the first flag thrown, and that's the first flag thrown. I believe that. I'm not gonna verify it right now, but I believe it. So I'm just trying to think how that would lead to anything though. Like first flag. I don't know. I still like the L73 method better, but hint number 1 confirms that almost everything Jimmy passes by is a clue. I don't know if it's relevant, but the timing of the billboard is when the first flag was handed. Not Jay, whoever put this in whatever Discord. That's Rose signals 1. The clue Rose might actually be signaling the number 1 because Rose is known as the number 1 girl. Ooh, that's interesting. That would make 73 a red herring for being too obvious. Thought maybe, yeah, I mean that. So this is just like automatically updates every 5 minutes. This is literally like you can just like go nuts in this document. There's so much in here. But if you have like some random thing that you've been thinking about, it's a good way of just like if someone's like red garage door, like has anyone talked about that? Now you can be like, yeah, someone in Immortal Event literally said, I have an idea. I know the puzzle was solved, but was it seen in any video ever? If you look closely, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't matter. This is just an example. But I'm going to actually save this Google Doc. This is actually kind of cool. Like I said, it's a little bit AI sloppy, like which this person does admit at the beginning. But, I mean, obviously, to manually make this would be so much work. So, I guess it has to be AI. I'm going to add this over here as just a potential note, not adding it to my deep dive because this is going to be deep dive only, not to hype up the deep dive. Yeah, it's kind of a cool doc from whoever made this again, Dr. Hyperfocus. I'm gonna give it a fire and a salute emoji. Big theories, anything else in here that stands out? I saw this video. Let me pull this up. Copy message link. I saw this video on mobile, and continue in browser. Oh no, this isn't what I want. Why can't I just copy the copy link? There we go. Let me mute this. Unmute site. Okay. This is just some. I'm gonna subscribe to this guy and like this video. A lot of people are saying this is trolling. I have no idea. It's some like long theory that he has about what all this different stuff means. I have no idea how much any of it's right, but maybe some of it could mean something to somebody. So, shout out to Zeal for this video. I appreciate anyone who's like making stuff on this, even if you know maybe it's completely inaccurate. But you know that would be me throwing stones from a glass house if I got mad for someone putting inaccurate content on YouTube about this puzzle. Let me just watch a summary at the end here. Again, this is probably like nonsense. I have no idea what he's talking about for any of this, but
triangles using the n-squared rules and got 10 ones, since 20 divided by 2 equals 10. Once
yeah.
the star is located, rotate it right. I got the number 30.
Oh, okay. This is what that guy in my comments was saying, like 20, close 20. So there's definitely stuff in this video that could be
020 based on a combination lock rotation. I'll be brief on the final parts. 2759 opens the first door, grenade function. 181J52 is based on the Salesforce letter with Jimmy at the center. IHG disables the lasers, and 96IGH defines the knight to checkmate Jimmy, as the vault code is defined by a chess match where Jimmy is the king. Thank you for watching my speedrunning patch update, and always remember the best questions lead to the best answers.
Yeah, so I have no idea what he was talking about for any of this, if I'm being quite honest. This part I can kind of understand. He's like talking about the way that the combination lock would turn, but he's basically saying it the way that like we've been thinking it, where maybe it is like you need a combination for the vault, and then you need a way to get through this door, and then you need a way to get through that door, and then you need to get through the lasers. I also saw someone say like these like welder guys are just like trapped in here. Like where did they go? Is there a little Is there a little emergency exit over there? Or like that seems like a security risk. If there is, I'll just sneak in the emergency exit. But these guys are just trapped. But yeah, maybe we do need like a bunch of different codes to get through each door. I mean, I have no idea, but just interesting seeing what other people are throwing out there. Someone said, I think you went insane, bro. Um, I'm just gonna put. I don't want to put a fire because I'll just do. I'll do that. I'll do like a whoa. Like I don't. I'm not saying I support it, but it's also like whoa. So yeah, not much going on in this Discord. Take what I can get at this point. The more eyes in the puzzle, the more likely a solution. One guy gonna win this thing. Hopefully, it's one of our guys. Things we know for 99% certainty: R62, L39, R05, or 3934. Rose is a puzzle. Everything else is still guesswork and speculation. Curious what the final answer format was for those. Their past puzzles end with zero direction as well. I think the biggest conundrum is that we don't have a solid format. Whatever would come next in any shape, shout out the shape store, would have to be something that explained what the answer was as well as give it, because you would still be educated guessing, which counts as brute forcing. I think the biggest conundrum is you don't have a solid format. I got distracted by the word shape. Whatever would come next in any shape would have to be something that explained what the answer was as well as give it, because you'd still be educated guessing. I don't really know what they're saying there, but potential R and L codes, final answer format, Y is pending in my shout out to Y for all their hard work on this. Hope the transcription is correct. I don't know what this is talking about. This was from yesterday at 1:20. I don't know what this means. I hope this transcription is correct. Can anyone make the R and L a drop down menu? I don't know what they're talking about. Maybe this means something to someone. I'm gonna put an eyes emoji on it. And then what else do they have for pinned? Pinned is definitely a good spot to keep track of at least what this mod has been putting out. Only trust the Mr. B suite. Yeah. Anyone who told you they won, don't buy it. Shout out to them. All right, let's just look at Lone Shark Games. Again, not much going on in here, unfortunately. We're kind of grasping at straws. Shout out to Hyper Focus, posting that here as well. Could be a clue. The microphone could be a clue. Maybe you're a clue. I have a feeling that if everyone working together didn't gatekeep it, it would be solved right now. I don't know. I feel like people aren't. I don't know how much is being gate kept at this point. People are sharing like a lot. And it's like I don't know what else there is that they could be gatekeeping. Like if they're gatekeeping something, it could easily just be wrong what they're gatekeeping anyway, right? So, has anyone looked at their shoes? Yeah, just not much going on. People are going back to old videos. The direct path, I found it clearly visible. They're outside the door. Where'd you get Urepa Mill? Oh, this guy. Yeah, shout out to this guy. We need to figure out who the welders are. They are clearly trapped in the room by lasers. How did they get out of there? Can we locate their phone number and call one of them? Maybe they can provide the vault code for the immediate release from their laser trap. Yeah, shout out to Mike Anthony. That was a wicked funny comment. Didn't mean excuse me, didn't mean to take credit for his joke there, but definitely a solid joke. Vault combinations. Part Jimmy showed at the start. Numbered every location. Someone please solve this. Romy results. Yeah, there's just not. There's literally nobody. Like, when have we seen that where none of the calls have had anybody in them? That's crazy. What was I googling? This half. Yeah, that whole like numbers in this half would smell as sweet as one. I still don't fully get what we were doing with that, because to me it makes me think that potentially like what was it where they were saying like the first first part, oopsie. No, was that from this that I'm thinking? I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Numbers for this half. We had said before, oh yeah, first part sticks Romy results in between stage one answer pairs. Last part he showed at the start. So when we saw, or at least when I saw first part, last part, I was like, maybe there's a middle part. But if these are connected to the numbers for this half would imply like there's just two parts, right? One part, two parts, so there's no middle part. I still don't get like numbers for this half. Like, yes, these codes kind of look like the word rose, but um, I just don't. I still feel like we're not even fully sure what to do with that. Like, yes, it makes sense that means rose, but numbers for this half, is that telling us just how to order the combination? I have no idea. So I think it's time to do a deep dive, which I don't know where this is gonna go. I feel like half the time I'm just wasting time. But and then sentence numbers from this half, it smells good as one in the dorky rhyme. It could be calf is the next word. There are two keys in there. One is on each cow. In the sentence number, I don't know what Megatron is talking about here, but I'm kind of interested. Megatron Griffin. I mean, that's just a great name. My method doesn't give you anything meaningful. You're giving 6 digits, 6 letters, cohesive order. With 6 random digits, you have nearly 0% chance and meaningful string of letters. There's only one resulting string that is not intelligible. It also fits. I'll concede it would be coincidence. It would be an astounding. This person thinks they have an answer, but who knows? In the sentence, numbers for this half, it smells as good as one, and the dorky rhyme, it could be calf. I don't know. I don't know what they're saying about that. Hopefully they'll build up that theory out more, because I have no idea what they're talking about. But all right, deep dive time. And by deep dive, I mean I'm literally just gonna go through all these clues from top to bottom, and I have no idea what I'm gonna get out of this. I think I'm probably gonna get through it and be like, that was worthless. I've already thought about all these a million times over, but there's just so many things that like feel important or don't feel important, and it's like maybe I just gotta like reconcile this whole thing. So I was thinking, like, does it make sense to start from the bottom and then climb up? I feel like it's kind of annoying to scroll up that way, but I don't know. That's the only way in my head that makes sense to go through these, is to do it that way. So I'll just do the annoying scroll. February 9th. So they kind of like got rid of the first clue and then they changed it into this or something. They changed it, moved stuff to the top, but this is what we have for the first clue. February 9th, this isn't easy. There's a lot of people for whom puzzle hunts are second nature. Many of you, this is new to this kind of thing. Because of that, we see people finding and solving many of the puzzles, but also lots of people wondering how to make more progress. We have some suggestions to help even it out. First, you should work together. We never said you had to do this alone. Only one person can claim the prize. This is the worst dynamic of any like activity like this, right? Like, work together. Next sentence, only one person can win the prize. It's just like, man, like, it's just depressing that like it would be nice if it was like first 100 people and it was like all the people that worked on this, or first 1,000 people, like something where it wasn't just one person winning the prize. But don't want to get sidetracked. But it's probably not possible for one person to find and solve everything. Again, lame, sad. So join puzzle Slack groups, Discord groups, and subreddits. Haven't checked Reddit in a while, where you can catalog everything that you find. Start a wiki where you list potential puzzles and possible paths and solutions. Start a wiki? You wanted me to start a wiki? Sorry, this is such an easier way where I could have just muted my headset there, but instead I panicked and took the whole thing off and thought that would be easier instead of just muting. But hopefully that wasn't loud. Start a wiki is a crazy suggestion, Mr. Beast, where you list potential puzzles and possible paths and solutions. I mean, people have been doing these with the Google Docs and stuff, but those people are legends. Like, it's just crazy to suggest the average bear, like, hey, start a wiki. Like, I'm not starting a wiki. Who do you think I am? Draw on all the world's resources. This line is interesting because, like, I mean, draw on all the world's resources. That's literally what we did. I think he mentions that here at some point. Maybe up here he says it. Yeah, draw on all the world's resources. Literally doodle on the world. So that line specifically is interesting. Nobody's got $1 million yet. There's still time to catch up. I still think that's true today. Maybe some people disagree. Until we hear from Mr. Beast, I haven't seen anything saying puzzle's over. Find friends and share. So hint one. I feel like that took me a while to get through, but some of these puzzles use codes you can find online. With the Super Bowl ad, almost everything Jimmy passed by is a clue. Look up, down, forward, backward, behind the scenes. Figure out how to get an answer from each weird thing. In the bank, the same is true, but you will need specific content from the Super Bowl ad to solve anything there. Last but not least, if you found the video playlist pinned comment, each puzzle ends in a word that makes part of a 9-word clue in order. The word lengths are 5, 9, 5, 7, 8, 4, 9, 6, and 5. That will help define the nature of the search. If you can get that 9-word clue, you take the first step of your journey. There's a direct way through this ultra hard puzzle hunt. You can find it, and you can win $1 million. So all this yada yada about puzzles and codes and Super Bowl ad and bank, I feel like that is not what I want to add to the important stuff that actually matters. What is important here? First step of the journey. And what was the first step of the journey? It was a 9-word solve that we figured out was every challenge. Every challenge leads towards location, name, somewhere around world. Added the A and the to make it flow better. The first step of our journey. Every challenge leads towards a location name around the world. That's note number 1, day 1. Do I put like day? Do I put like days? Like, I guess no, because the days. I don't think that matters. Maybe I'll end up sorting them by that, but there is a direct way through the puzzle hunt. You can find it. Then you can win $1 million. This whole direct. I'm gonna throw this down here. There's a direct way through this ultra hard puzzle hunt. You can find it. I still don't know. There's a direct way through. You can find it. You gotta find it somewhere. You gotta find it. I found it. I'm just trying to spark ideas. Okay. We go to hint 2. So hint 2, as I scroll up obnoxiously. Hint 2 is another huge one. This is another essay. Alright, I guess I'm gonna read all this. I think this is worth it though. There's nothing else to do, right? And guess what? Maybe this sparks an idea and it leads to $1 million. So why not? February 10th, you guys are making tremendous progress. We'll summarize what we're seeing so far, though of course a lot of it is happening in places we can't see. AK, we've heard tons of Discords and Slack groups and group chats, which is great. Solve publicly or privately, it's up to you. Many of you have already figured out this hunt has 3 main hubs in this first stage. Yes, these stages, like rooms in the vault, but more on that another day. They ever like give us? They love being like, hey, we'll tell you more another day, and then they just like never follow up. But is this important? Hunt has 3 main hubs in the first stages. Yes, there's stages like rooms in the vault. I think that's an important thing. I think that's an important clue. I think that's worth noting down. Hub 1 is a video playlist. I guess I'll. Hub 2 is the commercial that aired on Sunday. Why am I feel like maybe I don't need to be writing these hubs down. Hub 3 is the bank. There are at least 2 more stages. I don't know if these are worth writing down the hubs. Video playlist, a commercial. So that was the first stage. At least 2 more stages. That seems worth right now. So we knew the first step on our journey was that every challenge would lead towards a location name. There's also a direct way through the puzzle hunt. Hunt has 3 main hubs in the first stage, like rooms in the vault. How many rooms are there in the vault? I mean, if it's like rooms in the vault, like, are we just sleeping on that comment? Is that? Should I be putting more thought into that? Mr. Beast 2, where you at? Like rooms in the vault. How many rooms? So there's this room. There's 1 room. And that's 2 rooms. Then that's 3 rooms. Oh, that's 4. Yeah, it seems like 4 rooms. The stage is like 4 rooms in the vault, and there's 3 hubs in the first stage. What could like What's a hub? What does a hub even mean? A hub, central part of a wheel, the effective center. I can think of it like there's a central airport from which services operate. The central part of a wheel. There are three main hubs. Main hubs. There are three main hubs. What would be the room that has like the three main hubs? What do people say about hubs in Discord? Did Megatron ever build out this area? I don't understand. That rhyme on each Romy page, like alias, geoguessr, circle. Maybe there's another dorky rhyme. Calf. Thought we were spitballing here. I agree, Megatron Griffin. I like that. Also, don't expect to just plug this in and submission be done. It would just be a piece of puzzle. I'm 70 submissions deep on format and fear missing something elsewhere. My fourth is O. Person very very confident. I've heard so many ways that I quite literally don't know either. I have seen from 3 to 40 combos, all people with ideas of meaningful to non-meaningful, compiling variants of all for an attempt at the final answer. Yeah, I mean, people think they're doing the right thing, but who knows? People have been rushing to guess. Most of what I've seen talked about has been trash. How do you distinguish between what's actually right and what's trash? You don't. I have no idea. Honestly, it's good. It's a good question. Talking about the three hints. The three hubs. The only thing peculiar about that location, there are 6 lines on the Beast Vault. 6-spoke hub. Beast Place has 8 faces. He's quoting Confucius. I have no idea what he's saying. A few days ago, I thought I extract a phone number. It's been a dire day before I realized an alarm system hub. What is people saying in this Discord? Hub. Like a word or number from each hub or state. It feels as though if you only wanted us to focus on 2 videos, HUD has 3 main hubs. It runs of the vault of the key. Entering another hub. B City hub. The more I say the word hub, the more I'm like, is that even a word? Like, just such a weird word, hub. One means except that one and two are the same color. How exactly did you get Beast City Hub? I like the word hub. That was definitely one of the solves from the locations. What would these, if the rooms in here was a stage, which would be the one that has 3 hubs? Like the computer room, or I don't know, maybe I'm looking too deep in that metaphor. 3 main hubs. 2 more stages. Alright. I'm not gonna think anymore about that. I didn't even get to the hint yet. Oh my days. Okay, this is a deep dive. I don't know how deep I'm gonna get. Here's hint 2. Here's a hint about the bank. Some of you already figured this out. The video on the bank was released before the big game. We didn't want anything solved before that point, so we made the bank video clues extra hard in a specific way. We tied each screen in the computer lab to one clue in the bank. Each screen goes with each clue. That's up to you to figure out. Each one is used once. You tie a screen to a bank video clue. You won't use it for any other clue. It's one other thing we want to tell you about today. In one of the behind the scene videos, you might have seen Puzzle Master Mike drop a crossword. Crossword is here. Was there. And was a gift to Jimmy. That crossword might also be a key to stage 2. Maybe you can find it out there, or maybe you can zoom in. Either way, it doesn't have any clues yet. The more progress you make, the more the clues will fill in. You need this for the end game. I'm not going to write anything down because these are all like how we figured out location and how we figured out that crossword might be a key to stage 2. I guess that part's worth writing down. Copying over. But all of this other stuff was just giving us how to solve the locations, which I'm not going to like write down right now. We have those obviously in the doc organized. Some people are wondering like if we have every single one. I know in Retrocraft's doc, I mean, they have this list of 90 here is the 40 from stage 2 and then the 51 from stage 1. They're all I think he has one that he's calling like not guaranteed, but they're almost all guaranteed. I think it was like because they had to fit into that puzzle, people like kind of reverse engineered some of them and know they're correct. So, anyways, February 11th, want some indication of progress on Reddit, Slack, Discord, anywhere else public you've been working? We've been checking in on everything you've solved. We've seen a whole lot of stuff get crushed by giant group of solvers. It's time to start adjusting what you can see. We've told you about some of the main parts of the first stage, Sunday's commercial, the bank video. We know about the video playlist, as you probably start to see the 9 playlist puzzles, what we call stage 0. Told you that all the puzzle answers in stage 1 are a certain type. Keep in mind, if you've got a puzzle, your answer's not that type, you're not done with that puzzle. Now we want to tell you more. The first place you'd be looking is obviously this site, the Inside the Beast video, and our social post. If you find one, you can put it online so others can see. The second place is a group of gifts that Jimmy gave a number of his friends. Most of them look like this. You might find a poster of who got a gift somewhere. The gifts all have answers of the same type as every other puzzle in stage 1, but here's the thing. All of their answers can be used to get another answer. You just have to figure out how. Those are all the parts of stage 1. Together they account for 50 puzzles, 50 answers of the same type. So all the parts of stage 1 were the, I guess, kind of all over the place. Social, website, the gifts have all the answer. But there's also one other puzzle. You already have the crossword. That is a 51st clue. It's starting to get a lot. I don't know. I don't even know what to say anymore. Those are all the parts. I'm just gonna say all the parts of stage 1 account for 50 puzzles, 50 answers of the same type, locations. But there's one other puzzle, crossword, that's a 51st clue of that type. Okay. I still don't get why the crossword was so different. Like, was there any reason this crossword was such a big deal? And why it was 51st, and why it's different than all the rest, and why, I don't know. Like, why is the crossword special? I don't know. I can already tell that this deep dive is gonna make me lose my mind though, because it's late, and if there was ever a time to not do a deep dive, it's when I did a late stream. But we're gonna go as long as we can. February 12th. Now you have a new friend. We've seen hundreds of thousands of players and groups all over the internet trying to solve this puzzle. Over 500,000 answers have been slacked to Jimmy, but no one has won the $1 million. It's time he brought us some bigger help. Your custom Slack bot is live. Register and log in to meet your new puzzle buddy. Time print for the special version of Slackbot can help you with general puzzle knowledge and information about how to play the game. Puzzle cards have additional support from BeastBot that can give you more specific hints and support on things you think are a puzzle. If you have questions about puzzle cards, check the new how to play and questions page or ask Slackbot. Key here is puzzle cards are key to using Slackbot for help. I guess I'm gonna write that down. I mean, Slackbot. Yeah. I don't even need to say anything about Slackbot. If you know, you know with Slackbot. February 13th. I feel like I'm like, this is crazy to think about. I'm like going through like a time loop here. It's just crazy to think about. Friday the 13th. We want your answers. I can't. This was so long ago. It's like I'm looking back, like just looking back through time. It's Friday the 13th. We want your answers. Slackbot is humming along nicely. We've had hundreds of thousands of players hit the site, begin conversations. It's been cool. We think you folks are about ready for the next stage to start. We don't know that. Just you can let us know. Create a puzzle card for every puzzle you think you've solved. Put in an answer. Start a conversation with Slackbot. That'll tell us you're aware of and what you're not. Then we'll know what to send your way. If you want to keep up with Mr. Beast, Salesforce, and Loan Shark games, find our social pages. We like putting clues in what we talk about there. You might like to find our company's social pages, but only if you want $1 million. Yeah, I mean, because of this one hint, I've now just been looking at social Loan Shark games, social media on a website that I've never used in my life. I didn't even know that there was like what B Sky was. I didn't know there was like a other Twitter. Um, but now I check it every day because of this one hint, and I don't think I've gotten anything out of it. They also were really talking about. This is the part that doesn't make sense. Is like they needed us to put in puzzle cards so they would know what to send our way. I want to come back down to this, but sorry about that. That time I muted my mic the correct way to cough. Um, it's fun to watch. I, I feel like this line right here: work with what you've gathered, trust your instincts. Like agreed. Or they want us to use what we've got, trust our instincts, and keep sending those brilliant guesses. Isn't that counterintuitive to where they were like, only guess if you know the answer? I can't even remember. What did they say? They said, I'm just gonna search the word guess. No, I don't want to bookmark it. It's getting late. My brain is fried. But bombarded with guesses. What did they say? Didn't they? Am I losing my mind? What did they say? They were like, don't just keep guessing, guys. Like, make sure you're right. I thought they said something like that. Like, surely. Now I'm gonna have to go through all of these. It's like meeting someone for the first time. No hints today. Yeah, here we go. I'm not crazy. If you think you have a final answer, you should make sure you think it's right. When I read this, they made it seem like don't just like they were like limiting people on how much they could submit, and they were making it seem like, hey, make sure you're right. But now it's like keep guessing. Like, do you want us to just guess? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking this part as usual, but it's just interesting. Like, they almost make it seem, and I don't think this is the case, but I've heard people say like the puzzle like is like being done on the fly, or it's like it will be created based on people's guesses or like random stuff to where it's like the answer wasn't predetermined. And when you read stuff like this where they said or is it the night of a new friend, um did I not just read this? Indication of progress. I'm losing my mind right now. I'm literally cross-eyed. Did I not just read this? What did it say? Oh, this was the one I was looking for. February 13th. Friday the 13th. Put in an answer. Start a conversation. That'll tell us what you're aware of, what you're not, and then we'll know what to send your way. You think you're ready for the next stage to start. We don't know that. They do make it seem like there's some dynamic of like excuse me, I panicked. I took my headset off again. My brain's fried. Give me a break. Try not to cough to the mic. I don't even know why I'm coughing. I just have like a tickle in my throat from all the yapping I'm doing right now. Anyways, they're making it seem like there is some element of like, I don't know, that the puzzle is like not pre-solved, or that there isn't. We need to be submitting something to get to a final stage potentially. I've been submitting stuff to Slackbot. I haven't gotten anywhere on anything, and found any progress on any of this stuff. But I don't know. When I just read stuff like this, it really makes me think that there's like an interactive element where either the puzzle isn't the answer isn't predetermined and you need to do something with Slackbot, or that I don't know. I don't know what to think. My brain's fried. So what I'm gonna do? How deep am I into this stream? I gotta be like pretty deep, like surely, right? Doesn't even matter how deep I am, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call it on the deep dive for right now. Maybe do some of this on my own time tomorrow before I go live, just to like organize this a bit. Maybe I'll just do it live as well though, because what happens is I try to prep before I go live, and then I just waste so much time. Rabbit hole, rabbit hole, rabbit hole, rabbit hole, and that's like I just spent 3 hours on this and like got nowhere, and I have nothing to show for it, and it's like maybe I should have just been live. But I'm gonna finish this deep dive one way or another tomorrow. See if there's anything. I feel like I'm already taking too many notes. Like I'm trying to like really do like light like what are the important things that actually matters, and this already might be too much. I need to get to bed though, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call it here. We'll do that tomorrow. I don't really have any overall notes for today because we didn't get a hint. We didn't get anything. We didn't get just anything to talk about. So, I mean, Discord, there's just nothing going on. Hyper focus. I guess that would be the one kind of cool thing I got from today. If you want to check out this guy's AI doc, I mean, it's interesting that you can type in something that you've been thinking about and search for it there. It's organized and whatever else. So it is a cool resource. But other than that, that's all I got for tonight. Appreciate everyone that watched, and maybe we'll get hint 24 eventually. Maybe we won't. But either way, I'm not giving up on this. So I will be back tomorrow, and we'll keep it moving. We'll keep the progress going. There's $1 million on the line, guys. So don't give up yet. Thank you, guys.